Mahal everyone, welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I'm your host 40 and today I'm going to be doing a very first time video called Character Spotlight where I go over a specific character from the Alchemist Code. And in today's video we're going to go over one of my favorites, who is the 5-star base character Magnus. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So Magnus we have right here. We're going to go ahead and go over his story first. So his origin is from Ratharis, so he's actually from the same nation that Sabaretta is from, the nation that is actually against Envilia. So that is his country of origin. Over there it gives you his height, his weight, his birthday, his blood type, his zodiac, his likes, so he likes predictions and calculations, and his hobbies is taking naps. So his personality kind of reminds me of Shikamaru a little bit from Naruto. He's kind of lazy, but he likes to predict and calculate things. So that tells me that he's smart, but he's lazy. And you can even tell by the tone of his voice, he kind of has that like laid back, like, I guess I gotta do this type of attitude. But he's cool. I really, really like him, and I love his design. So the backstory on him is, Magnus used to live his life striving to become the best alchemist in the world, and he almost reached his goal. One day, however, he quit his research and training. Ever since then, he's been living his life without any real passions, just using his natural calculative talent for gambling. Okay, so he's a gambler, so kind of gave up on alchemy. Kind of wish there was a little bit of more backstory as to why he gave that up. But hey, you know, that's some pretty decent backstory on him. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be taking a look at is his leader skill. So his leader skill is Thunderer's Formation. It raises the physical defense by 20% and HP by 10% for Thunder units. So if you want to run a full Thunder team, this is a good leader skill to give them a little bit more survivability and a little bit more bulk. So, meaning against physical attacks, they're going to be your Thunder team is going to be surviving a whole lot longer if you're going to be running Magnus as your leader. So, a really good character that I would like to pair with him would actually be Karis, because she is another really good ranged character. And what's cool about her is that she is a 4-star base Thunder character. So, she would be a great teammate to have along with Magnus as your leader for your Thunder team. So, very cool. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at his 3 job classes. So his initial job class is Gunner. Gunner has the abilities Marksman, Basic Marksman, and his passives are Long Shot. Long Shot, if we take a look at right here, it gives him a +1 range to his, I believe it's to his melee attack, so his regular attack. So pretty good. It extends the range of his melee, regular attack. His other one is Shot Mastery +1, so this one gives an attack modifier for the missile attack type. So pretty much any type of range attack that falls along the lines of like a gunner or a crafter or a machinist or a sniper, this gives them Shot Mastery +1, so it enhances the damage that those type of attacks deal. Okay? So that, and then his counter ability is Counter Shot. So when he's dealt damage, he has a chance of performing a physical counter when he's receiving damage. The range of that is 4, and the height range is unlimited. So it's pretty cool, but from my experience with this, I wasn't very successful in actually pulling this off when I was getting attacked. So I would say that it's pretty decent. If you've been having some good luck with it, then by all means, more power to you. Go ahead and use it. So his next class, which is my absolute favorite and which I feel is his most recommended class, is the Machinist. Okay, and to unlock the Machinist, you need to get him to Limit Break level 5. And Machinist is awesome because, for one, look at that. He's wielding a freaking rocket launcher, a bazooka. I think it's a rocket launcher. And this rocket launcher does an enormous amount of damage. The damage on it is astronomical. And the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, I'm a big fan of this guy already. So if we take a look at the abilities that he has Gunnery. He has Basic Gunnery. His passives are Tune-Up +2, which raises his Dexterity. Okay. And then his other passive is Booster +2, which raises his Agility. Between those two, I actually like Booster +2 because the higher the Agility, the chances are of that unit going first or having their turn come up first in battle. And then his reactive ability is reactive armor. So it has a chance of reducing damage when attacked. I actually really like this one for Magnus because it gives him a whole lot more survivability, and when it does go off, the damage reduced, it's fairly significant, so I actually really like this for him. And it complements his leader skill well, which gives him a 20% physical defense buff and a 10% HP buff. Okay, and his last class, which I managed to unlock, is the Ninja class. So we're probably all familiar with this for those of us who have pulled Yomi, but Ninja is pretty much a very mobile class, and for the abilities we have Ninjutsu and Basic Ninjutsu. For its passives, we have Ninja Stealth, which is move +1 and jump +1. And we also have the reactive, which is Poison Fog. So when you take damage, you have a chance of inflicting poison on the enemy, which pretty much puts a dot on them and they gradually lose HP. So I would say it's a decent ability. I have it on my Yomi right now, although I may switch it out for another reactive ability. This one is decent. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I still think the reactive ability from the Gunner is a whole lot better. Now, what setup and what class do I recommend personally for him? Well, the class that I recommend is definitely Gunner. The range, the damage, and the fact that his basic skills and his regular skills can deal AoE damage is just, it's just the best value for him, okay? So if I were to set up his abilities, this is what I have set up right now, I would give him, obviously he's going to have Gunnery, and then for his secondary skills, I'm going to give him Basic Gunnery, because Basic Gunnery gives him access to Craft Bomb. And Craft Bomb is a pretty cheap costing skill. Usually you can use it at the start of the turn, and it gives you a chance at the start of the battle to take out anywhere from 1 to, if you're lucky, 3 enemies at a time, because he just does so much damage with his rocket launcher. The recommended reactive ability I would give him is actually Reactive Armor, because then again, Magnus is pretty bulky when it comes to physical damage, and for him to just have that just extends his survivability against enemies who specialize in physical attacks. For his passives, I gave him Ninja Stealth. I want to give him a little bit more move and jump, so he's a little bit more maneuverable in the map, so he could get to higher places, and he can also move a little bit farther. That way, it also complements his range as a ranged DPS character. And last but not least, the second passive skill I gave him is Long Shot, because I just want to be able to maximize and cap out on the range that he deals. Now, some other setups that you could probably switch out for. So if you want to switch out his secondary ability for Basic Gunnery, you can give him Basic Ninjutsu. So for that, you're trading off the AoE of Craft Bomb for elemental coverage with the different seals, such as Fire Seal, Water Seal, Thunder Seal, Air Seal. So if you want to switch that out, go ahead and go for that. If you want to try using the reactive from the Gunner class, which is Counter Shot, by all means try that out. Again, I haven't had good luck with it. I prefer Reactive Armor for survivability, but if you like Counter Shot and you want to take the chance of having that so that he can counter from a range, by all means go for it. The equipment or the gear that I recommend for him, definitely right now with the current content that's out, is if you were able to pull the, what is this called? The Curious Doll. This is by far the best gear that you could give him. It gives him luck plus 21, and it also gives him resistances to all the different elements, and the jewels that he obtains, which is what you need to use his abilities, is increased by plus 12. Now keep in mind, this is at its capped level, which is level 25. When you first start off with this, so if we look at my level 1, that's how much he gets if you equip him with a level 1, okay? But it's still, the value in the Curious Doll is amazing. So if you happen to pull this on the gear summons, I would definitely slap this on him. And if you happen to limit break him a little bit more and you want to give him another piece of gear, I went ahead and gave him the Star Robe, because currently right now not a lot of characters have good magic defense, so I want to give him a little bit more magic defense. Since he already has so much physical defense, I'm giving him some magic defense, so then that way he can hopefully survive a hit from some of the casters in the game, or the caster stages in the games, like such as the Mayan intermediate and advanced difficulty stages. That event is actually pretty hard, and from what I've experienced, even with my current equipment, sometimes my Magnus still gets one-shotted. But again, for the current content, since most characters don't really resist magic attacks pretty well, I would slap this on your Magnus as a second piece of gear. So, in Japan, Magnus is currently rated a high-tier character. He's not top tier, he's between the rank S and A, so that would put him at high tier. But for the current content that is out in global, I would definitely put him as a top tier character. And seeing as range characters are the current type of DPS that kind of excels right now, Magnus is definitely worth a character either investing for currently, if you want to invest on a character that's currently released, or a character that you want to re-roll for. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed my first character spotlight video on Magnus. I hope that kind of helps you out in giving you a build for him. If there's anything that I missed or anything that you guys feel like I was wrong about, please, please, please tell me in the comment section below. You know, I myself am still learning this game. I didn't play the Japanese version, so I'm just literally going off of what I read in the Reddit community, what I read on my Facebook group, and also from my friends that already have played the Japanese version and have a little bit of experience. You know, that's where I get my information from, so props to all of you guys for that information, because it helps me produce content for you guys on this game. Again, don't forget to give my video a like. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Alchemist Code content, and stay tuned for more videos. Again, my name is 40, the Broadway Saiyan. Thank you, and mahal, everyone.